Alright, welcome to Orange, or not Orange Crystal, Purple Crystal Top Cut, me against Artemisia. I have Henry, Micaiah, Vala. They have Obro, Vala, Deirdre. Um, I'm just debating which one because Henry should do well into both Vala and Obro. But I don't know how well he does against Deirdre because she's just going to get free resources all the time. Micaiah does well into Deirdre because they both just gain free resources as they slowly burn each other out. Vala, I have no idea really how well she does into, well, Deirdre, because that's the biggest question mark for me, because Deirdre is just uncommon. So chances are I'm just going to go with, I'm not sure, because I feel like they're going to do Obero first, but if they load Deirdre, it's awkward. I'm going to load Vala, just because it seems the most fun right now, I'll be honest. I just gotta make sure everything's good. Well, we reroll. Normal stuff. Alright. Alright, starting hand-wise, we have one dodge and we have a Hasame. So that's a good turn 2 play. We also have Lilith to be able to hit backline things if it is something more annoying. So you know what? I'm going to say that this is probably a fine starting hand. Even though it doesn't have bridge, which can be a pain, I have two different turn 2 plays. So we'll probably be fine. The Azure is kind of worthless, actually. But I just don't want to miss promo. If need be. So, I'd rather just have the main promo as a contingency. Alright, male versus female. That is apparently what we're doing here. They are bonding in a non-coast right away. Okay. This does mean that things like Lilith and the Corins are pretty good. Pretty good here. But generally speaking, my first bond... oh, and even Azura's decent, depending on what they tempo out. So we're just going to do normal things. Just getting rid of Lilith, because the only thing that she really stops is Ryoma, and I guess Corin Mail. Both of those are very big things to stop, but you can't really hold them off forever. It would just be a slight inconvenience for the most part. Oh, that's a promo. That I was not expecting. We'll take, because why not? Okay, we got 3-2, male 3-2. Not ideal, obviously, but it's usable. We're just going to do the normal Hasame things, which is Hasame swings for us, because they can always self, has potential to hit. It does not. Okay, we are both running that Corin, so that's fun. Other than that, I'm just going to pass Moot back. I'm not sure why their support's still there. There we go. Oh, Lilith. Okay. And they did bond the Corn female, so they got a lot more black than normal. Which is interesting. Usually you never see this Corn. Protector Kingdom of Allah, yep. Not like we have skill deploy this early, but I get ya. I get ya. The question is, are they going to kill the Hisame, or are they just going to pass turn and let him sit there? Oh, right, yeah, they do have skill destruction, that is true. Destroy one other ally to kill this, which does mean it goes to retreat instead. Honestly, they should have put the Lilith in the front line, swing Corrin, and then popped it, but this is technically fine too. It works. So, yep, bonding release. We're going to do the best option, which is this guy. because he's going to buff my Corrin. And we can double it. Unless we get 10 supports. Love it. Great game so far. We finally get our first hit. We also get Silas' skill to run to the back line so that he can stay alive and buff Corrin next turn. Especially since I'd be main promo. My board should still be bigger than theirs because they'll just be main promoing. Unless they were to top deck, copy Ryoma, tap themselves, deploy something. But that's stupid. Okay. Love it.
Dang.
That is, by definition, the worst thing for them to top deck. Because now they can be ranged, hit Silas, and, well, obviously flip my bonds from its second skill. Just not a good situation, technically, but not the worst ever at all. That went straight to their retreat, yep. So that's a shame, but it happens. Not the biggest deal. It's just an inconvenience. Okay, this card is no longer a dodge, so we don't need Corrin female nearly as much. Because we are now out of that promo, and we got bridge finally. We're going to reveal top deck. It is Hasame. We're not going to copy anything, because I do not want Hasame's back in my retreat. So we're just going to swing with no copy. Honestly, I haven't seen much of the... no, we've seen the 3-2s, so they're just very Corrin male loaded. Likely afraid of aggression, but I wonder what they've cut for at least 2 of these set 17 Corrin males. Okay, there's Uring. That's not too much of a surprise. Okay, that was their copy. Alright, let's see if my my entire bonds get absolutely obliterated here. Because, yeah, so far most of their decks just been Corrins and, well, Azuras, I guess. I could use my own Azura to delete all of their Azuras from the game, which is probably what I'm going to do. Just because that's 1, 2, 3, that's 4 cards at least gone, especially if they were to discard another Azura here. And removing 4 cards from their entire thing would be good. This also means that dragons aren't nearly as scary, or at least not nearly as much of a liability. Gives me long-term access to Corrin male, Corrin female, Anonkos, and Lilith. I do have enough dragons that Black Azura is a terrifying skill sometimes. It would make me throw away my Black Azura so that I can't use it to stop their things, but that's fine. Getting rid of the Azura from their side is probably the bigger bet, because Azura's Corrin's main way of actually gaining cards. So, well, just removing that, hey, good. Usually a good thing. It also means that I can just Azura in the backline, exactly what they've done, and she's relatively safe. Alright, yep, there's another Anonkos. So lovely. Exactly the worst, almost the worst boundless situation that I could have had has already happened this game. They're copying Corrin male, or Corrin Vala, never mind. And, well, Corrin female. Cool. So there was no Azura there. I was kind of hoping for one. Oh, they're Ryomaing. What are they Ryomaing out? Corrin male. Okay. You know, fair. Fair. Not a bad choice at all. And honestly, it's probably their best one. Yeah, I personally actually probably would have done Corrin female, and then deployed this Corrin next turn. But yeah, this does make sense because it... Oh, there's no +10, so if they were to self, it wouldn't hit, but that's fine. We'll take the non-cosin bond orbs. Love to see it. Wait, we live this one. Because there's no Corrin. Dragon buff. Alright. We're going to bond Corrin male because we can bond a non-coast next turn, which will give us dual color bonds. And then we're going to Azura. We're going to first off reveal our top deck, send it to Boundless, cool. Then we're going to Azura, we're going to flip 3, reveal to Aegis, top 5. Oh! That's fun! So now the question is, do I need dodges? And not really. So we're going to send. I would rather have Stylist in my hand just for future plays, but I would rather have this guy in Boundless. So we're going to keep these two. Just because this means that I can throw away the Anonkos at any time, really. And deal with it that way. So first off, we're going to copy this. We're going to reveal that. That goes to Boundless, and we're going to... we're going to pull Azura, because we're going to be changing our plan here a bit. Then we're going to copy another one, reveal that. Cool. Love to see him. So now, let's look at my opponent's retreat. So I can either get rid of 2 Corrins, or I can get rid of 4 Azuras. Right now, it's probably going to be the Azuras. So what we're going to do is we're going to attack Corrin. Well, still hits because plus 30. Oh, they dodge. Okay. I'll admit, I was not expecting a dodge there. Oh, they put it in position 13. Weird. Yeah, so that would get rid of 4 Corrin, specifically only 1 dodge, though. I am going to do this. It is just there to slow that stuff down, and Lilith didn't really matter, so there's no reason not to. This just gets rid of that thing entirely. Slowing them down to a degree. I am going to now copy this, and we are going to bond that to pop in. Because this just absolutely clears their board, it decimates their retreat. They can't Corrin female for another 2 turns anyway. They don't have the bonds for it. This just gave me a little bit of control over the board state. Alright, technically the Azuras go to Boundless, so I gave them perfect access to that stuff, but it's better than giving them to the Corrin. I forgot that that's technically what it does, but not a huge deal. Still would rather just make it a pain to use, because... yeah. You can tell I don't play Corrin versus Corrin, because I don't normally play Corrin Vala. It's just, last few times I'd used it gone well, so why not do it again? But, don't play this matchup. Okay. Lovely. I'm assuming they're going to get Elise to attack Azura, but I don't think that that's ever realistically going to hit, so it would be an odd choice. If Azura does happen to live, though, I can use her as Ryoma tap fodder, which is my personal plan on it. So I'm really hoping that she does, because that means I can get Corrin Mail out and Ryoma, and just have a massive board. 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. 3 or more face up. And, okay, never mind, they're copying a Melanchos, because their Boundless has just been better than mine. So chances are I'm going to be copying Shigure to move around their board a bit. Because this thing is absolutely massive. I'm not ever hitting this, so Shigure will let me get around it. At least for a little bit. Hiccups. It lets me get a few attacks and lets me ignore the roided out Corrin. Oh, no, that's flipping one. What are they healing? Actually, wait, do I have any 2 costs in retreat? I do. I can get Lilith out. Yeah. Getting Lilith out seems like a banger idea, I'll be honest. My original plan was to Corrin Mail out, Corrin Mail to get the Corrin female back, which is why I bonded her first. Yeah, right, Skillman. I really wish I had another low cost to deploy with the Ryoma. And I technically do next turn if I was to hold it off for 1 turn. The question is, is holding it off worth it for a turn? And I would have to say no. Also, if I was to spam out Corrins, I now actually trap myself by putting this thing in the Boundless, because my interpretation of what Zora does was wrong. Welcome to me not playing this deck. I just wish fucking this thing's massive. I'm going to be throwing you out so you can't be deployed. Which means it's one of these. If I was to look into their Boundless, do they have range access? No. So, Silas is a great one right now. But if I was to wait a turn, Silas would be 2 cost. Which is a lot nicer. So we're going to bone this. Oh, I don't really want a Lilith now that I think about it. Because Lilith's a stone. Yeah, I don't actually want a Lilith. I could copy Lilith, but not the greatest idea. We'll just do this. Do that. Non-coast, perfect. I can flip that. I'm going to copy this. We take, send 1 card from your hand to the Boundless area. So I'm going to take this, send it to the Boundless, flip this, and we're going to pull him. We're going to Brothers by tapping this to get this out. And now we swing. Awesome. We're going to do this to do the buff. We're going to swing. This does nothing. I'm just kind of hoping to mill some stuff. Cool. Did not want them getting that. And then we run away. This goes to retreat as well. So that was a good turn in the way that I removed two of their face-up ones, getting rid of their resources. I got two Anonkos in my boundless, so I can tank up when I need to. Yeah, and I got rid of their Silas for Omni movement, which is really good. Considering I put them with a Black Azura in their hand, it is something I now need to play around to a degree. And right now, well, these two are my best way of playing around it. That's why I didn't do the Corrin Mail into, like, Lilith into Protector, because that means I'm now at a risk of having to discard two. I did forget Ryoma Draw, though. I legitimately brothers so I could Ryoma Draw, and I think I missed it. I did. Yep. So I specifically did something in an order that would have helped me. It would have given me a Silas dodge, which would have been nice. Fuck. Well, it happens. That's why I'm narrating this stuff, so that... I should have said it out loud. Then I would have actually remembered to do it, probably. Yeah. Oh, God. Alright. So boundless-wise, they only have Azura, but Azura's not super helpful without face-up bonds. Their hand is large, though. And that's the main thing that's a fear for me. Granted, they've been... Yeah. I just haven't been able to hit them, so they also have a lot of orbs. But I have more Anonkoses in the future. So I'm not in a bad spot. Especially being 100. 100 makes it very hard to kill. A lot of the time. Also, they're using male Corrin Vala. I assumed that they would have actually been using female. Not that it matters, but... Yep. Oh, yep. The destruction skill. What are they popping? Who knows? Oh, that okay. I thought they were winging out Silas. That they meant target Silas. Oh, they run two of that Azura. Interesting. Okay. I only run one of it. Shouldn't matter because, like, no other deck I have is... Oh, right, Elise buff. I'll take. Are they flipping to heal? Yes, they are. What's in my... I got range access, so if I really wanted to shoot her, I could. And I probably will this turn. Because right now my plan would be to deploy Corrin Male, get a bond back to hand, and Corrin Male against Corrin Female, and Vala against Elise, and... Ryoma exists. Ryoma can actually just deploy Corrin Male if I really wanted to. Okay, they got back a Corrin Male. So yep, they just want their bonds back. Makes sense. I can just never fully commit to it. Oh, they're copying that. Okay. Alright, pick a card. No 2-cost is in here. Oh, automation, never mind. They have 1 2-cost. You can see most of their deck. They have no Shigure. That's the main thing that they're missing. Comparatively to mine. Which is fine. But is something to note. Means that they have less backline access on things. Not like that should matter by a huge amount, but it is something to account for. Anyway, we're going to deploy the Corn Mail, who buffs everyone. We're going to do this thing. Cool. In theory, I could Brothers out one of these cards by Ryoma tapping himself, which would be funny, but not exactly what we're going for right now. Right now, it's just nice and easy, decent board clear. In fact, Ryoma's going to stay in the backline and stay tapped because I know I'm going to get a way out of it for at some point. And I want to non-coast back in my retreat before my deck reset happens so that it can be hit again. And then I just have to choose which bond I want to grab back. It's likely going to be Corn Mail, just because why not? Because he can just loop himself. Ryoma's just going to stay in the back line, so at this point, we just pass, and we are waiting to get blown up. Yeah, should have Azura'd the Corns. My mistake. It happens. Bad habit of just thinking that Azura removes from game. Because against most things it does. Technically speaking, their best play is always pretty much just deploy one of the Corins, copy Black Zero, delete this, and yeah. Granted, that also means that their swing is almost useless because they're not going to be hitting Vala. So, like, they could just swing Corrin, so they don't have to flip. because the two Anonkoses on the same turn makes their bond situation not great, especially since they've been using Elise. Yeah. So I got no idea exactly what they're thinking, because, like, from what knowledge I know, there's a clear good line. Causes me to discard one, clears my board, so flip 1, -2 on me. But that also means that they're constantly flipping. Because the bone situation is the one thing that right now I'm stronger at. Especially since I have 2 Corn dodges, I can actually technically keep this Corn Mail alive pretty much this entire turn, if I was to use my 3/2 as a dodge for it. Granted, that will only ever be a good play is if they do not copy this Azura. As soon as they copy this Azura, or if they don't copy anything, I want this Corn to pretty much die, because he's just a liability. Almost. That's the best way to put it. Put it for him. Okay, so they got Ryoma. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They only got 2 more deployment. So, yep. They're not going to be deploying something else to Ryoma fodder it. Sadly, this Ryoma is within draw range, so we'll see what they decide to do. Because Corrin is the main one that can hit this, and if you're... like... what's their attack pattern here? Yeah. So I live. They don't mess the draw, they're not dumb. Yep, so they did decide to copy that. That's fair. Yep. So now what's the other card I'm going to toss? Is technically the question. We'll toss Black Zero. It's not super helpful here. Okay. Interesting. Was half the line I thought they were going to take. But that's fine. We can do this. We're gonna tap this to reveal that. It goes to Boundless. That's better than I thought. Because we can copy, give everyone another +10. Can use that skill. From my hand, I'm going to bond Anonkos and just kill him. We are now going to kill this man. We are going to now do 1 point of damage this way. We can, in theory, like, bounce a white unit, brothers it out, but that's only helpful if I technically do it to Azura. Because my bonds are not the greatest, technically. What we're going to do is we're now going to Gleaming Scale, we're going to grab this and put it back. I'm looking for a Silas to be able to use Ryoma again, but that's fine for now. We're just going to pass, and 2 of my buff goes away. So far what I've just been doing is trying to refresh my bonds, because my bonds are right now in a much better position than theirs. I just need an Azura or something to be able to spend my bonds on something. But keeping Ryoma in the backline this long was not my original intention, but it happens. It does mean that he's just there and he's always a threat. The issue is, if I'm just deploying Core and Mail, they have ways of dealing with it. Did not think that that would go into there. So, by the way, the reason why I grabbed a Nonkos is specifically so if they were to copy Black Zero again, kill Corrin, I can throw away a Nonkos so that he can eventually find his way back into the Boundless, because him floating around in retreat is not helpful to me at all. So I was legitimately drawing a card specifically for it to be discarded. Bonding a dodge, you know, fair. I haven't really been swinging them too much. Yep. Oh, that's annoying. That's the card I want. But at least with their hand situation, actually they could brothers by tapping Corrin and then Ryoma swinging to draw, but that is an option for them. And it's just that gets rid of their 80 swing. So unless they're deploying another Corrin Mail, yeah, saw this one coming. But I was completely prepped for that one. I knew what was going to happen. I knew what I wanted. Okay, that's for brothers. No, they do have another Corrin Mail too. But they draw a card, which is unfortunate. This one does hit. I will take orb. Okay. Not exactly the card I was hoping for, but you know, it's passable. In the fact that it can be frontlined. I'm then going to do this. Support Azura. That is one of the cards I wanted to copy. It's not the exact one, but because I have 3 dodges, it's fine. Just not ideal, but yeah, we're still going to copy it. Then we're going to flip these 3. Owner, top 5. Okay, so we're getting rid of this, and we're getting rid of this, funnily enough. You know what? Yeah, we're just gonna discard these two go to hand. I think that's a good enough cycle. That's +1. She's black, so I can't brothers her out though. So that's about the only downside. Happens. I want to do this swing. What's the chance I self? There is 2 unaccounted for, so unlikely. Didn't. They don't have 30 supports at all because they don't have any Sugar Rays floating around. Oh, they dodged. Okay. That's manageable. We're going to swing this way because they can always get a 10. Nope. And now we're gonna just do exactly what they, something. I'm going to tap this guy. Gonna throw this into Boundless to move that back. Because I don't want to brothers out this, and yeah. The question is now. I'm gonna finally move that forward, just because. Why not at this turn? Because they will. They have the opportunity to swing face 3 times, and I think I can live that. So this is pretty much just a saying. Can be seen as me trying to de-incentivize Corrin hits. Okay, they have enough hits that are actual scary because they got the Siluses in hand, and I was not. Granted, I do have an Ankos for the next few turns, so I do have access to that. And that is actually one of the worst things that I could see, I'll be honest. Because from their ban list, yeah, that is the best copy. Yep, because then both of these guys will both +20 each other. So yeah, I'm probably actually lost this, going by the state. Unless they do something dumb. Because, like, they could just actually read it the way I kind of want them to. Actually, they could technically swing face all the time, and then Corrin, Mail, or Ryoma fail to hit. Or they clear board at all. Okay, nope, they are doing exactly what I thought they would do, and what my movements suggested that they do, pretty much. Like this, it's fine. I have stuff. Yeah, I don't care about the corn mail. It's funny that they actually the scale choice was the correct card to get. They just have 2 Silas movements here, technically. Oh, they're probably going to heal a Ryoma. And then, yeah, this is game no matter what. I don't have miracles. Yep, Silas move.
Good game.
Yep, my one mistake, my one biggest mistake that I had to play around for the rest of the game was the Azura, removing the Azuras. I should have just removed the Corrin Mail almost and just been happy with that. Because then that at least gets rid of dodges for long term. Alright, so I am now going first. So we're going to cancer_2.deck. And I'm just typing this specifically for the people that are watching to know what the hell they signed up for. Yeah. Okay, I do not have main promo, so immediately mulligan. I have main promo, a blue bond, and a Medius, so and at least one. Always helpful, but not necessary. Yeah. Oh, perfect. In my opinion. Do I greed out the Elise? No. I need Elise. Okay, no burrow. Talk to me. Not surprising. It's something that can swing, and yeah. And well, apparently I get unlucky today. We'll take an orb. I miracled so they can't discard an Obero. And all that fun stuff. Bonding an Elise to set up for the future, meaning this one. And we're going to class change. Double Medius. Now this is a funny spot because they can't promo yet, at least. They can't promo from retreat because there is no Oboro there. If I was to swing the Oboro or as I was to use Henry's skill, they would probably get the Oboro. So instead what we're going to do is we're going to do board clear with Henry. Because I just don't want them having as many cards. Or things that can potentially hit. So just getting rid of Henry is the better option. Okay, they're dodging. That's fine. Getting rid of cards, perfectly fine by me. I just don't want a class-changed Oboro to hit the retreat. Especially since they're getting rid of normal Oboros. I haven't seen anything that's hero-like. Okay. But this is just the fun part of me trying to technically stay alive to a degree while also slowing them down enough. So right now I'm just working on the slowdown part. Soon I'll make it a lot worse for them. But they've been burning their cards enough that I think that this is the best play. I do not need to burn their resources that much. I now have backline access with Elise, so that means I can still do things. That is not a buffed Kana, so that's fun. And if Elise was to, say, live... Actually, I could just get her to shoot Kana if she lives. I'm not expecting her to, but, like, it can happen. Alright, they've milled away every card they have. Oh, there's the crit. Knew it was coming at some point. Not super surprising. Because we've just been playing this funny game of dancing around each other. Okay. Kind of want to cycle in an Elise, I'll be honest here. I was hoping for an Elise 4-3 in my orbs, but it doesn't happen. So we are going to recycle a Elise. We're going to flip one, draw two. Not what I was hoping to see. We'll throw out this, and we're going to throw out that. Next we're going to go to my MC. We're going to take one of these to put this back in orbs. That technically goes there, and Marth, and then Elise, then Marth, in that order. Without a pass. I don't want them getting more deployment stuff. I've just been trying to stall out and make them slowly run out of resources. But now they're going to refresh a lot of it. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. But at least I was able to stall a turn or two, which is the main goal. And this turn is fine because we're just going to do this to draw a card. And now we're good. Oh, I mean... Yep, they discard 2. Oh, and I have to take an orb. So I'll take the Robin back. Technically should have actually grabbed the Elise, I'll be honest, but yeah. I'm going down to 1 orb. Oh, damn, never mind. We're gonna be doing something a little bit different again. We'll take. We will dodge. We'll dodge. Now, the main reason to dodge like that is I wanted 1 orb, so that if they were to draw, I would just immediately mulligan their entire hand away right here. So now we're going to do something that Colonel would probably shoot me for. Maybe not. Deploying Elise unclass changed in the front line. Oh, Tactical Emblem, we gotta pull that as well. Honestly, Henry has been great at hitting things so far. Which is just kind of funny, but it is what it is. I kind of want Elise to die here. We'll see if they let her. If they don't, she's going to be healing shit for me. So they either have to go for Elise here, or they have to kill the Elise for me, or they have to kill Henry to a degree. We'll see what they choose. Okay, they are going for Elise here. And I am going to dodge this one, in the hopes that Setsuna also goes for Elise. Risky play, technically, but it's what I want. This does hit, she does die, I'm fine with that. Alright. On to the next punishment. We are going to deploy Robin and deploy Triandra. We're going to tap Triandra to flip, unflip, and flip an Obero face down. The main reason why this one is so good is because it's just constantly going to be removing their resources. Double self. Honestly, we're just going to tap her back. Next off, what we're going to do is we're going to take an orb, grab this, and put that in orbs. So now they're in a position where they can't bond anything because Triandra's going to be removing their bonds, and they can't also swing because they have no hand. Okay, I just looked over and saw Ruby's response of they left Vala versus Vala, and then they came back to Henry versus Obero. 50, 60, 70. I do have to take an orb for here. Which then means they technically know it's Elise, but whatever. It's fine. Because we are immediately coming back to Medius. And that means Kragi did, well, nothing. But we won't get to that part. What we're going to do is we're going to bond a Marth because Marth is a good card. We are going to then class change Elise to draw one. And then we're also going to deploy Triandra for free. We're going to flip, unflip to remove one of their bonds. Love it. We are going to use Elise here. We are going to discard to add an orb. We are going to use Medius here. We are going to take this, put that into Boundless to draw a card. And we are going to delete this Corrin. So that was their one way out of Triandra was, hey, just hit me a lot. Or, like, get the Archer out in exactly how they did. But, like, my bonds are never going above 5 anymore, and they are never, so they're never going to be able to get Corrin mailed out.
Good game.
Whatever. I don't think they made a real error on their side. It was a bad spot. Technically, what they should have done is almost ignored the Robin and ignored the Elise and just hit Henry. Okay, that's not a huge one. I wouldn't call that a huge error, but hey, I get it.
Yeah.
Yep. Honestly, I kind of want to play Micaiah here. I just have a feeling, and Micaiah's a better going second deck anyway, that I am going to actually load Purple Mickey. Bridge, so we got a green bond, we got bridge, but we got bad main promo. It's not a bad option, I just don't want it. Because, that's worse, but whatever, we'll be fine. Okay, yeah, that's fine, they hadn't mulliganed yet. It's just a little funny. I might need to double check. I feel like they're playing Deirdre right here. No, they're playing Corn. Oh, they do have sugar. What's sugar? Rapunzel of game 1. Anyway, that's fine. We're just gonna... Okay, cool. Alright, we're gonna punch face. That's a 10 support. And there goes the reveal of the haha funnies. Alright. Bridging. Not a bad thing, not a good thing. I fucking need main promo, so not the worst thing. Oh. Hey, main promo. Perfect. Love it. Hey. So now we have our turn 3. We have a turn 4. It's not the best turn 4, and then we have a good turn 5, I would say. The question of which of these turn 5s do I actually want? Do I want the RNG Funny, or do I want the Roy? And we're gonna say we're gonna want the Roy. Just because I don't think I'll have the right cards in hand to be able to get a draw trigger. That I am going to do that. That's fine. Not ideal. We do have a dodge. We do have a retreat set up with a Micaiah. We're going to start drawing, hopefully. And at least we have Soren technically to stop them from drawing. Especially since they're bonding Leo already. Is this one? No, she's not swinging. Oh, no main promo. Okay, that'll do it. I was like, they should have swung there if they had main promo at all or anything, just because there's no reason not to. Like, here we're just gonna dodge, get rid of that. Perfect. Cool. At this point, we're going to bond the Roy, just so I have my options open in the future. We're going to class change Micaiah. Draw. We get another dodge. She is right now level 2. We are going to do this for level 3, plus 30. And we're going to kill this thing. Yeah. And now we can start the bullshit. They're gonna be a 50. 5 cost. I'm gonna be a 5 cost. So both Roy and Ellie with are 50s on MCs. And Rebecca exists as a 30 right now, so not that great, but she's getting there. Oh, well, there goes my green bond. Luckily for me, I was able to promo. So technically I could have been very much punished if they were to have gotten that the last 2 turns. That is a 30 support, but it is not big enough. We are going to dodge it. We're gonna just bond Kurth, because we have Soren. Soren's not here to draw, Soren's not here to do anything. Soren is just there to fuck over my opponent right now. We do get to Micaiah growth, which does give me plus 30, and lets me draw a card now. Another peony. Love it. 60, 70, 80. Not enough. Cool. Love to mulligan those. And with this, I'm just waiting for... Okay. There. And now Soren is annoying. Next turn we have Peony, and then we have Roy or Eliwood, so no matter what I have access to their skills. Looking like Roy's going to be the better choice just because 80 backline is fucking annoying. Especially when you have Makai on the front line doing the frontline shit. So pretty much their only out for Roy in the backline shooting shit is going to be Corrin female and a non-coast copy.
Dang.
Yep, this, sorry, I've been quiet for a while. I spaced out. Anyway, and they were also taking a while. So that's fucking wonderful double Anonkos. Makes Peony a lot worse. I'm going to try and save Peony for a turn. It might not work out super well, but you never know. I'm also just going to pop the nice Roy down in the back line. Then we're going to Micaiah Growth, so I get the most cards possible for this. Okay, that's fine. This is guaranteed to hit, especially with the 50 support. Big number go burr. Yune is helpful at times. So we'll still do that. And then this is a nice 50 support. So yeah, that's a thing. Then we do Roy draw and we pass the turn. Yep, they're not too surprising. Okay. Love this situation. Yep, it's great. Yep, Ugh. Well, I have dodges for it because this deck just does not care. For what they could copy, there's nothing range, so they're forced to leave Roy alive, which is why I don't want to unite this upcoming turn. Because as much as that would be a nice idea, they can just they're giving me Roy, which means if I didn't stack that Ellie would have been great. Also, none of this that they have is guaranteed to hit. I have 50s and 60s supports floating around, and they know it. But I also have a fuck ton of selves. And they know that as well. Right. Oh, I missed that. Oh yeah, they had 2 of those. Never mind. I'm nuking their board. Right. Yeah, corn mail swinging. 80, 90, 100. I lived. Hands up. Yep. This turn is real easy, because this brings us up to 6. We're just going to Peony for the draw, and then we immediately just drop the Yune bomb. We then Micaiah Growth. Yun buff. Okay. And there we go. Had to make sure that we could still hit Corn. I had to make that Vala was too big. I had to make Mickey go just as big. You think you're safe? Think you're safe if you have fucking an Uncos buff? Nah. I'll just get up there and punch you. And Peony was a 1-for-1, so it's fine. You need to bond the green anyway, so. Okay. Oh yeah, this does hit. We're both 90 plus 20. We'll take. I hate these goddamn corns. Why do they swing as 90? What? Who made that legal? Well, they're healing. Okay. Honestly, I get it. I haven't been letting them do much. Or like, it's been slow. Okay, I need to bond something so I can deploy Sorin mode. Because that means I can bounce back. Fuck you. Oh! No, my Sorin's still the better play. It minuses them one, and it, from the Sorin, and Mer gets me something back. Honestly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bond the Elliewood. Because what I can do is Sorin, Mer. Roy. Love to see him. And then we get Micaiah to nuke Corrin. Probably going to dodge this, but that's fine. Oh, dodging with not the 6/5 that I knew was in their hand. So multiple Corrins. That's sad. There's the Corrin that we knew about. I really wish I had a Sorin in Bonds right now. But sadly I don't. And these are just as equal to hit pretty much, so we're just going to do this and hope they self or get a 10. That's a 20. Next then we're going to grab Elliewood back. And pass turn.
Dang.
That means I know that's the right card. Yeah, so Sauron was still a -1, Mer was still a -1 because they dodged for it. I just really wish Cornmeal died. That's about it. But my bonds have now recovered from the double Anon Coast turn. So at least we're in a better spot there. Oh, they are deploying their entire hand. Interesting. Demise. Demise of who? Oh, Corn female. Steel. Never actually read the name. Yep. So I can get hit 4 times here easily, if my bullshit supports don't work out. There's one Rebecca unaccounted for. And there's one Ellie would attack unaccounted for. So I have 2 bullshits out of 8. Hopefully I can hit them. Specifically not against this Corn, but it doesn't matter. She's 70, so it would still work out for me. I actually, if I was them, I would have Silas buffed the Corn female, just because that means this is more consistent to hit. Because this one is already pretty consistent. They're probably just doing the math to see if they can probably kill me or not. I'm a Kaya, so like the answer is no. I'm at 3 orbs. Oh, copying that. Oh, never mind. That's fine with me. Honestly, I have no issues with that at all. I'm surprised you actually hate Soren this much, because look at your hand. You're not fucking drawing. You've forgotten how to doodle. I mean, yeah, Soren's not locking you out. So, you remember how to draw. You know how to sketch. There we go. Fuck, I'm going crazy. Talking to yourself this much apparently does that to you. Who knew? Yep, you're killing my units. Oh no, I'm so afraid, please stop. Oh no, so scary. I'll take orb. That's a really good one to get in this case. Yeah, run away. Run away, little people. Oh, right, yeah, they get a bond. They get one of their bonds back. I'm like, what? Leo. Okay. They must really hate fucking, Soren. So usually I never get this high in bonds, I'll be honest, but hey, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. In my case, that is, your name. 120 plus 20. I'm 140, so this isn't hitting, but that's fine. Wasn't really expecting it to. Anyway, yeah, I never get this many bonds in this deck, because usually it's, I just end up sticking at like 5 before you just go, you know what, I don't need more. I'm not flipping enough. But just because fucking... What's his face? I need at least some extra. I also just don't feel like I'm being pressured in this at all. Even if they... Why? They got nothing to copy. I would copy one of the 3-2s at this point. The male one just so that you can get 10 attacks stronger than me, I guess. No, they're bond refreshing. Okay, yeah, that's also passable. Depends on what they're facing on bonds are. They did bond in Corn Bella, so that's kind of funny. But you know, yeah. See, that's what is this? Peak. Lilthanazar. Anti-Keats. +0, so absolutely worthless against my deck. Lilith, also not the greatest card. I kind of just don't care.
Wow.
Yeah, we'll dodge. Because I think this is Rebecca. Or Rebecca's stuck in orbs, which is a pain. No, it's Ellingwood. So now I get choice. Do I go for the funny? Or do I go for the Roy first? At any rate, we are going to Peony first. Rebecca. Okay. Kind of want that out of my hand as soon as possible. That does mean Peony can hit. So yeah, we are going to do it this way. So the only downside right now is I do not have Micaiah's around. And that was a lot of my good supports just now. Three of them. That's scary. But we'll be fine, I think. They don't have enough tempo to really get enough units on the board, in my opinion. Because they would need to Ryoma, which is 5, and then they don't have a 1 cost to start, like, Ryoma chaining things. Unless they also have a Ryoma in Boundless, so that they can Ryoma into Corrin Mail into Ryoma. They do not, but they do have the Corrin Mail, so they could just get out a low cost. Do that into Ryoma. But it also depends on how scared they are of Roy, because Roy's a pain. Okay, so they do have this. So chances are it is going to be copying Corrin Mail into deploying a low cost. But that low cost can be fucking Silas, so it might not be a low cost. Nope, Brothers first. I'm fine with this. Means that they can't get a low cost by doing Corrin. Azura. Okay. I mean, it hits Makai on average, so... Like, I get it. I just wasn't expecting it for some reason. Oh, they do have 1 art. I thought they were at 0 orbs. Fuck, MC tab. Okay, they're at 1 orb. 1 orb, 1 orb, 1 orb, 1 orb. Because it drastically changes my plans, technically. Yeah, and there's almost none accounted for, so I think they have a lot of dodges. Okay. Current female, Azura. Oh, okay. I thought they were going to try and delete Roy. I guess not. So that means Azura's just gonna go face, and I'm gonna dodge it. Nope, never mind. Damn shame. One of the Elliewood funny plays. Which would have got me Nino. Which... So, they were copying this anyway. Interesting. Okay, I like that draw. Oh, this does, funnily enough, mean Micaiah's not in retreat. Oh well. I can. Oh, imagine if I had swapped the orders of those. And I got the fucking Roy on Elliewood. Oh, that would have been so nice. But it happens. We're not flying. Anyway, I got 2 dodges that turn, so we're in a pretty good spot technically. And Elliewood is now on the board, being annoying. Because if they deploy any dragons and they don't kill me, Elliewood is a threat to them, obviously. So he's just a pain. I forgot Silas was a 2-drop. We still have Henry and Deirdre games to go through. That's Corrin's. Oh, can't even. Yeah. Could add music, but I don't want to be judged for my taste of music, so I'm not gonna start playing YouTube. Yeah. Alright, wings. Damn. We're gonna dodge, so my hand is small enough to draw, and I have Micaiah's in retreat. Yeah, I'll check. Silas buff is too annoying. I do have two Micaiahs in retreat, so I can do this. Okay, I got enough Ninos. Alright, 3 dodges. Hopefully that's enough. But yeah, that's why I specifically ordered with Peony last, is stuff like that. Because Peony can actually hit, so there's no reason to actually use her buff sometimes in this deck, because sometimes you just hit the Rebecca's. I did check to see if there were any left, and saw that there was 2, and why not rig it? Why not try it for it? And I have a 50 support if they swing Micaiah, or 40 support if they swing Nino, so it's a pain there. I have Ninos for dodges if they swing her. But just being 110 on defense this first swing is quite nice. Really usually throws a wrench. It forces Vala to swing first. Granted, not the biggest vice, but it does exist. They don't have any Anonkoses to get big, so yeah. Doesn't feel like a bad spot. There's 3 dodges.
Hello.
Oh. Sorry. I was responding on Discord. Oh. Oh, yeah, Peony also goes away. Right, yep. So this is awkward. I have a lot of Ninos. Are they healing a dodge? Yeah, they are. Interesting. Oh, yeah, because they want it to be big for this, probably. Can't play anything. Good up on Soren because it's Soren. I can't kill them this turn, so there's no point in swinging face, technically. And she can hit me if I was to get a bad support. So that's technically the better option. It also stops Ryoma from doing things. Gives them technically a crit, but not much I can do about that part. I just want to stop Ryoma to being able to be tempoing out units, and yeah. How many bullshit sports do I got left, though? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 3 unaccounted for. 3 out of 7. Okay, so I'm in a decent spot with my bullshit. Oh yeah, they do have enough bonds for that. Not a great spot then, but could be worse. They could be copying Ryoma. Oh, that worked out. Nervous. They picked up their face-up bond. Okay. This makes me think their hand is very fucking weird. Like, I don't get their hand. But I'm on the ropes. I'm running out of Magaias. Shit. Well, that just means I'm more likely to hit bullshit. Cool. Had a feeling there was one more. Uh, 60 plus 30 is 90. Doesn't hit, but we're going to crit that. I just assumed that they didn't draw there. Anyway, doing this because that gets rid of the attack. If I didn't kill it, that would have caused me to dodge anyway, so critting is the best play there. I had a feeling there was one more Micaiah, so did that. Soren stops the draw. Nino's a body. Considering they just Majestied, oh, they're just going to pop something. They're just going to pop Nino. Which is fine. Didn't need the Nino anyway. Honestly, I think their hand is entirely dodges. Oh, never mind. That was not. Good job, Nino. Good self-support. You tried your best. That's a lot of Nino in a row. Honestly, kind of fucking stacked it. Draw. Yeah. Okay, well. Do I crit? No, I'd never crit. I should... Oh, no, I can crit, because that means I can stack that defensively. Or I could just get 3 dodges. I'd go for the crit. Never mind. So they get at most... There it is. Fuck. They do have a Ryoma, so they can deploy whatever. Ryoma tap it. There's nothing to do. You'd have to swing. At like 2 hits, you know what? We're just going to play it absolutely safe, and we're going to just grab the Micaiah. I don't want to fuck up the math. I'll play it safe. Might be a mistake technically, but never mind. We're fine. We win. Oh no, that's deployed Majesty. Majesty. Oh, Majesty, yeah. Reveal top deck. Get it. Silence, this kills tomes. Yeah, so I didn't need to heal the Micaiah dodge. Technically. Gonna have to crit over that. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Getting Micaiah back was not the best plan.
Aww. Good game. Good game.
Rebecca, my beloved. Alright. Your dare verse Alright, oh, okay, I want Micaiah in this, technically. I think it works better. Okay, we got promo. We're good. Kurth, once again, almost the most worthless is this in combat with a tome. This unit against 10 attack. Ah, I see. So we're just gonna try and beat her up. Den support! Doesn't hit. God damn it. Anyway, he tried to be more aggressive, so... But yeah, Kuth is usually just an awkward card in this deck. Yeah, it heals Eliwood, yeah, it heals Roy. It just doesn't ever do enough, because it can't loop itself with shield-type things. It's still good, but it's just not as good as one would want. So I immediately gain plus 20 for this, because Marcia is being attacked by an enemy who's in the front line. Okay, they are critting. Marcia, you did your job. You went 1 for 1. Draw, untap. Don't want to bond any of these, but I guess we'll bond Roy, just because Nino can stack the Rebecca. We're just going to punch again, because not like we have anything better to do, and this hits. Oh, hey, Neve. Nima. Oh, and that's a lot of Leafs. They have an entire fucking branch in their bonds. That's terrifying. Okay, yep. Draw 1, untap. Peony's funnily enough the best to bond here, but then we just class change Micaiah. We're just going to swing. I feel like I'm not going to self, and I don't want to waste the Micaiahs if I'm not drawing. Since I bet that this game's going to be going on for longer, I don't want to waste the amount of Micaiah. Since our last game, I was running out. I had 3 left in the deck, and they were all in hand, luckily. Granted, that happens semi-actually often with Purple Mickey, just because you can recycle them so well, too effectively. But, yep. Julia... love it. Love it. Are they going to start swinging? Because I technically don't have any dodges. If they were to actually swing here, it wouldn't be good for me. But it still would be passable. It's just not as nice. Do I have 2 Micaiahs? No, I only have 1 Micaiah, so even Nino technically isn't ideal here without another Micaiah hitting retreat. Granted, they might just pass here because... yellow things. Yeah. Uh, okay. Oh, wow, they actually did that. Wasn't expecting that one. At all. If I had another Micaiah, that would be a good family as well. But it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Another Micaiah. Oh, love to see it sometimes. Yep, familying on Elliewood because that will be 40 support for Deirdre, so she'll be forced into a situation where she has to crit. But I still have a dodge for that. Micaiah, actually...
Wow!
Technically speaking, leaving Elliewood probably in my hand would have been the best, just because that means I could swing stack and deploy Roy. So that was probably actually a mistake, but there's nothing safer. I just want to be trying to be safe for 2 attacks if possible, so I don't have to actually spend the dodge. So, yeah. Or at least if I can make them burn crits more often, it would be just good. Yeah. Leaf, love it. I mean, it's unifying. I have a dodge for it, so we're good on that part. But that's painful. Oh, I thought that was getting deployed. Yeah, but see, this is them burning the Elliewood support. So that means that if I dodge this, we just are good unless they unify after this, and at that point I can get around that. Oh, we're good anyway. So now if they unify, they might only have 1 mage in the front line, and then Nino lives. Which... we start rolling. We get Roy, we get Nino. I'm a purple death.
Wait.
Anyway, this is actually technically fine, because Nino's going to live unless they frontline another ranged unit, which I don't think they're going to do. So that means I can just start doing pot shots from the back line and just completely, like, destroy everything that they set up. And even if they were to, like, Julius flip over all my bonds, I can just bond the Rebecca. It just means that my turn isn't as strong with big numbers. That one is ranged, though. Oh. Yeah. No. I'm gonna dodge. You know, there was a chance they might have done nothing if I hadn't, but or if like I if I didn't dodge, which could have been true, but I'm not sure on that. So I feel like they might have started swinging, but okay. There's too many selves in retreat. That I know what I need to do. I need to kill this, no matter what. Huh. So this is awkward now, because if I deploy Roy and Peony, I can Roy stack the Rebecca, make Peony 80, able to hit Julia, where Roy and Micaiah both go to Leith. Or do the Soren because it's a -1. The other play has to be bonded, so I'll be bonding the Soren, which is suspect. But it'll make sense. Maybe. And then Roy draw for end of turn, and alright. That was a good amount of clearing. Worked well. At least got rid of some dodges. I think I might have been actually technically able to win the game maybe that turn, but I have no idea how many dodges they have because they've just been taking as you should. And it's just a pain to like gamble on it. But next turn I'll have Eliwood out, which will be huge as long as they can't. I think they can hopefully they don't unify into Holy War, because they might be. I know they have the Seliph in hand. I know they have. I think they have 2 Leafs, so like that's technically a play that they can do, which is why I wanted to kill the Leaf, so at least it's harder, but not ideal. Yeah. Oh, it's funny because this match is only played so I get to go first. That's the reason why I'm using this deck, is because this deck, I think, does better going second, and Henry does better going first. It's legitimately just to get turn advantage next game. It's the entire reason why I'm loading this deck. Oh, good lord. These decks are not fast. They are not meant to go fast. Yeah. Hopefully I get the Eliwood out, and then I get Roy stack for the Eliwood. That would be like perfect, like ideal situation. It's just very much unlikely. There's also the chance that they notice I only have 1 for purple bond, and they use that to punish me. But yeah, I'm quite happy I didn't Sorin, because the only way it's getting -2 is if they were to Sigurd CC. And I haven't seen a Sigurd 0. I know they have it. It has to be around. I just have yet to see it, so whatever the hell's happening with that, I don't want to touch it. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I don't want to get into my next matchup. Henry versus Deirdre is just... It doesn't sound fun. I don't think it's good at all for Deirdre, it's just... You think you stopped thinking.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so only one, only deploying Leaf, so nothing else in the hand, which I don't like the looks of it, but it is what it is. They're now just getting a shit ton of bonds, and then they're doing exactly what I didn't want them to do. They're going to go into stuff, and they're going to unify out Seliph. I figured that they could do this. It was just worst case scenario. Oh no, and they got 3 units. I was like, oh, did they actually not fucking choose Seliph? Yeah, That I was actually shocked. Like, fucking hell. Give me a heart attack thinking you made the stupidest choice you could have. So this is rough. That's 2 more leaves. That's almost worst case scenario. Ranged units are these 3. Julia is plus 30 more than even that. Running away. Okay. It's not surprising. I know you're gonna. Yeah, I know you have found the Holy War, so. 280 plus 20s. Yeah, didn't think he was gonna live, but you know, I had a dream. Yep, beauty. At what point do I just give up on clearing board and just keep going face and just go like, you might not have enough. If I could. I don't have enough range for that with this setup. It is something technically Makai could do. It's a good one. Okay. They didn't. Final Holy War. Interesting. I just have to go for the round top deck. Not McGee. Honestly? Actually, no. This one. Yep. I want that guy gone. Fucking hell. I don't feel like I'm in a good spot at all. Anyway, I just had to get rid of that because I'm afraid of Final Holy War. So I can't let the Leaf live, and I can't let the Seliph live, just so that they can't Holy War again, at least for a bit. So those were the two, like, I have to get rid of you cards. But then I have to leave these two annoying things. Rebecca in the front line, fine. Got rid of something. I could have gone face with it, but just didn't want them taking another rub and getting another card at the moment. I need to technically, like, I need to build a board, so I need to kill their board. To a degree. Yeah. Maybe going face twice was probably the better play with Micaiah and Becca, but that's just absolutely terrifying leaving Final Holy War on the table. Or Leaf that can get a Final Holy War instantly. If you have one, and if you have this elephant hand. So like, I just couldn't risk it. And they just hit Self like 2 or 3 times, so now all their bonds are back. Oh. That's rough. It's rough out there, boys. What the fuck is Lion Kim? Oh, there. You know, we're just gonna go live up here. Yeah, I get kicked out of my own bond zone. Fucking hell. How do you get kicked out of your own bond zone? Okay, this is fun. A good draw. Yeah, that's not surprising. I mean, Soren's dead anyway. There's nothing that can keep Soren alive. Alright, yeah. Soren causing a dodge, and at least being around helped got rid of a dodge for Julia. Once again, I'm still just only afraid of the Unified. The surprisingly less Deirdre's in hand, though, than I thought, though. GM makes me constantly think that going face more was the actual correct plan. That's probably why they're not doing it.
6.
Okay. Clearing board might have been the worst bad decision there, because once again, could go face, they might have nothing, but I just absolutely am afraid of those two things going wild. Still, if they unify, if they get, if they, final Holy War, I'm just kind of fucked. Absolutely terrified of that. But if they don't have Leaf and they don't have, Self, then, yeah. Considering their deck just reset, this is probably the one time that they're like, they actually can't unify. Or like, this is probably the weakest time, because there's a chance that they were relying on, they have 2 Leaves in hand, but they don't have a Self in retreat. So they don't have a way to get Self in retreat. Oh. That's not what I thought. That's a ass option generally. I mean, yeah, that gets rid of him, but what the fuck is this turn? That was a weird turn. Completely. Yeah. Because we're just going to redeploy the Roy. Look, Roy is great because he's letting me get Micaiah's out of my hand. Like, I don't know what their hand is, but it has to be complete garbage, or it's just pure dodges or something. And they just burned out everything when I was just clearing board. Because that's the only thing that would make sense for what their last turn was, or it's like 1 Self. I don't know what their hand is, but it's something funny. And next turn, I get Sorin and Nino out on the board, or like Nino and Kurth, or Kurth and Sorin. So like I got 2 swingers, extra swingers next turn. So we are going 3 hits on face. Yeah. And there's Sorin on board, which is just annoying. Granted, if I'm hitting 3 times to face, Sorin doesn't matter, but he is there. Kurth also flip 1, heal 1. Not for Micaiah, because I just need to keep getting rid of Micaiah's. Considering that it's not, like, an immediate play, she does not at least have 2 Selfs in hand. Yeah, alright. Okay, come on. Hey, there's not holy warring immediately, so something's got to give. So at some point, something's got to give. Okay, there's a leaf. So that means they... Or are they just going to pray that they hit the Seliph in retreat if they support the Seliph? Yeah, there's no Seliph in retreat. Yep, they're just going to pray they hit the Seliph and get it into the retreat zone. And then they're going to unify Holy War off of it. Yeah. Yeah, this is... I'm losing my mind slowly, apparently. Yep, here comes the entire board. I just have to go face now and kill, pretty much. I don't have any other option. Now I have to find out how many dodges they have. I went too slow. But not much I can do about it. 5 dodges.
Yeah. All right. You can hit me. It's not illegal. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Yep, Julia. Knight's father's blood? Oh, that's the boy. There you go. You're running away. You're actually running away. Oh. Ah, yeah. Oh, this game is... Yeah, this game is the thing. Absolutely stupid, though. Absolutely fucking stupid. Nino? Okay, Nino did. I guess Nino can draw. Yeah, fair. We just need to Yune like 2 more times, and I think we're golden. Yeah. Good job, Elliewood. Well, men are missing. Wanted DNA. Song works, I guess. What happened to that 20 card hand? Your hand is almost nothing. I got a chance. Man, she's not in.
I don't like you the most. I'll cut that so I can growth it. So I can draw a card for next turn. Double leaf. Yep. So good. Class change, so good. Alright, you know, like I've just been oh. Oh, sorry. I'm just reading the tournament chat from the Discord, and I've lost things. What can I say? It's yellow. There's nothing to say. I'm just waiting for them to eventually decide to kill me. So I'm just reading tournament chat, and the despair that is going through them is palpable. It's hilarious. Oh.
No. Okay.
Alright, I've had my 30 seconds of gameplay. I just got Soren for next turn to be a pain, but I don't have a green, so I'd have to bond Micaiah. To play Soren, to play Roy. Yeah. Alright, so we through just a bunch of dodges, but we're just milling through them more, because what else are we gonna do? There's no point in clearing board. They're doing their own thing. Which does technically mean they can probably Final Holy War at any point, but it doesn't matter at this point. If I get a Yune, wipes the board, that'd be perfect, honestly. Just because it would just nuke everything, and then I could just, well, yeah. Oh. Oh, I've had to go to the bathroom for most of this game. Fucking hell. Why are you clearing board? Why are you clearing board? Why are you clearing board? Fucking hell.
At the end of your turn, I do this.
Yeah.
guy, you have infinite pawns pretty much. It's whatever. No. Uh, 50. Yeah, I live. Oh. Yeah. Fucking hell. Give me my Yune! Give me my Yune! these loops, you think they would have just, like, autopilot half them by now. It's not like I put any pressure on them. If we were to get another purple. Hit them 3 times. That could be enough. I'll relocate. I'll relocate again.
Good game.
Fuck yeah!
Good game.
Fuck yeah! Girl. Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, goodbye. Probably eating a edible gummy before a match. Not the best plan. Wasn't planning on playing right now though. So I got higher and higher as I went through it. That's also one of the reasons why I went silent. But I don't think anyone's hearing this, so we're just gonna not mention that part. Anyway, goodbye.